Do you know what? I'm going to leave it in here because it's Felicity's duck costume, new father and all that. Duck. That's a quacking joke. I said my dad. More dad jokes to come.
Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it.
Day 6 of the summer shred. We're nearly at a full week. It's Saturday, but that does not mean that we do not post on YouTube. And today I thought, look, it's Saturday, why not talk about social occasions, the weekend, and how that will impact weight loss. It's worth planning this pre-dieting phase because personally I don't think it's healthy to disregard them. I'm going to do a different video completely about alcohol, but we need to be mindful of our alcohol consumption because no doubt it slows down weight loss. But what I want to talk about today is more the eating outside of things. Now, I tend to be an advocate of committing to a period of time and then getting, so weight loss is never going to be completely linear, i.e. you start here and get there, okay? It's going to be a bit like that at the beginning, then a bit like that, going up and down, up and down, up and down, you get to that point over a set amount of time. And I think momentum plays a massive role in that. So, for example, this summer shred is 7 weeks, 49 days. And that gets me to a certain point. I'll see where I am. If I want to go a bit further, I can do. But I think my point being is that, in my opinion, works very well for weight loss. That kind of momentum, that commitment of time, ticking off days, having pillars per day. But life is life, and you're going to get chucked occasions. And in my opinion, you shouldn't just be ducking complete social occasions. The thing that's after 7 weeks for me is a stag do. Obviously, mighty hard to diet. As I say, I will reassess after that. But during that time, between now and then, like today, my family came up to see my newborn daughter. We went out for a meal. Just because you're dieting, do you not go? Do you panic about it? Do you kind of only get a starter? No, we've got to be mindful about it, and there's certain tactics you can use going into them, okay? So I think the first thing to be aware of is, what is the social occasion? I know that's obvious, but does it have to involve food all the time? Is there certain things that you can go and do, like going for a walk or whatever it may be, that doesn't involve necessarily eating a 2 or a 3 course meal? But of course, that is a very good social occasion to interact and network and have loved ones with you, and food is a very social thing. So I'm going to be concentrating more on that, but always ask yourself the question, is there something else we can do that's a bit more engaging and active, for example? Don't always just go down the easy food road. But, like I say, food is going to be part of our social occasions. And if we're eating in a restaurant, the first thing I would do personally is say to yourself, is there somewhere I can go which is still nice and desirable that I can track calories? Now, I'm not saying you have to track calories because not all restaurants are going to allow that. But there's a number of places, Nando's for example, where you can track and stay and it won't impact your weight loss goals whatsoever. And you have basically whatever you like, fit it into your the flexibility of your diet, and it will work quite well. Okay. The second thing to do is obviously when you go to a pub or something like that, where like I went to a pub today and had some chicken skewers and some fries. And really when it's like that, you can basically go as healthy as you possibly can go. Don't just get the pizza or get the burger or whatever. If you fancy having that, then fine. But commit to it. Don't beat yourself up afterwards, okay? And I would probably call it 1,200 calories. And people might go, wow, that sounds like quite a lot. Really, restaurants, that's what you're looking at, okay? If you're having a starter and a main, you're probably looking at sort of 1,600 calories. Personally, I would skip the dessert. If you're looking to lose weight, I would skip the dessert personally, okay? Particularly weight loss surgery patients. Obviously, we're talking about a lot of volume of food here. I think it's going to be, a smaller portion for you guys. But the dessert side of things, look, it's going to be 1,000 calories. You're not hungry after a 2-course meal. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just literally just a craving, that sweet tooth. It is quite interesting. I'm going to do a video around hunger and why, despite clearly not being hungry, we still want to pick at sweet things, that sort of craving side of things. It's a very interesting relationship with our physical hunger. It's obviously not that because we can't be, but we still mentally might crave things depending on certain situations. And certainly after a 2-course meal and that waiter goes, do you want the dessert menu? It's very interesting how many of us say yes. I've digressed. So in my opinion, if we go into a place where we can't track calories, I would skip the dessert and I would try not to drink your calories. Okay, again, going to do a separate video on alcohol, but drinking calories, whether it be water, whether it be soda water, whether it be Diet Coke, or whatever it may be, you just don't need to drink more than that. Now, the next thing to bear in mind when it comes to this sort of side of things is, Felicity. Okay, that's all right. What's up? Sorry, I got distracted. Baby started crying, but I think we're good now. But yeah, drinking calories, the dessert, if we can kind of skip those, I would say is a pretty good idea. Stick to a starter and main. Enjoy the occasion. You know, this is not saying you can't do this and you can't do the other. It's really not. But I think my main message is with any social occasion is that if we are proactive, it's not going to hurt you. What I mean by that is if we beat ourselves up the next day and go, oh, you're going to put on weight the next day. Very, very likely. Very, very likely you put on weight, because the restaurant's job is not to make you healthy and not put on weight. It's to provide tasty food with sauces and extra calories. And because of that, and usually carbier type food, so because of that, you're going to put on weight the next day. Now, regardless, if you decide to weigh yourself, if you don't decide to weigh yourself, it's entirely up to you. But as long as we get back onto those pillars that I keep on talking about protein, steps, exercise, fluids, all these wonderful things, you will find it will make no difference to your week whatsoever, really. Maybe a day lost, tops, okay? But if we do it on a Saturday night, go into Sunday, weigh ourselves, feel sorry for ourselves, kind of do it again or not care or just overeat, go into Monday, suddenly we're working against our goals quite a bit. And that's where we've got to be strong. One day won't hurt us. A weekend, I tend to sort of say, this, obviously you've got to work with this a little bit. 1 day off equals 1 day to get it back again. 2 days off equals 2 days to get it back again. If you take a week off, it takes a week to get it back again. But of course, that up and down effect makes it much, much harder when you're on the upside. Because if you put on weight, it's quite hard to keep going down and going up. That's quite difficult. What we want is a kind of, you know, it is quite aggressive usually early on weight loss. And then it's kind of like that, okay? It's kind of like constantly going down, but it's not like that. Life is a roller coaster. And weight loss is no different, all right? But we want it to be sort of a small roller coaster rather than this big old swooshy one. That is the scientific term for a linear weight loss journey. But that, you know, I can go into lots of detail here, but I don't want to say to you should stick to this. Lots of people say only go out and have the vegetables, or only go out and have a starter, or only have Chinese food, or whatever it may be. The specifics don't really matter. I think ideally, if you can track your calories, that is great, but I don't want to be the boring so-and-so who's saying that to you. But if there is a choice, go down that road. If you can't, call it 1,200 calories, 1,500 calories for a starter and main, and it is what it is. And see how you get on. Enjoy the occasion, be present, speak to loved ones, enjoy the social occasion. That's super important. Don't regret the social occasion afterwards because it was boring. You know, make the most of it. And then the following day, there probably will be a weight gain, but as long as we go again, it's not going to hurt you. Where it becomes problematic is when we start beating ourselves up, we don't enjoy the social occasion because we think that we can't stick to our goals, we put on weight, we beat ourselves up and start that vicious cycle again. It is not a problem towards weight loss. However, what I would say, next weekend, I've got nothing on. And let me tell you now, a proactive weekend of diet around exercise, movement, exploring new things, balanced, calorie-controlled diet that will nutritionally fuel us for all the weekend with great sleep. It's just wonderful. It's wonderful. You wake up on a Monday morning, it's just magic. But I appreciate every now and again that's not always going to be doable. I hope you enjoyed that. There's a few nuggets of information there that will help you when it comes to your next social occasion. They're not the problem. And actually, before I go, one other thing I would say is not doing social occasions can be problematic as well. Just sitting in can create boredom. You know, if people go out and do things and you stay in, that's not always a great place to be as well. Social health is super important. As I said, the number one thing to do is make sure you enjoy the occasion, be present. The next day is a new day. We build again and we go from there. All the best from me. Have a great day. I'll see you on day 7 of Summer Shredding.